healthcare is critical, and when you choose healthcare, you want to make sure that the person behind you has your best interest at heart. That's where Patrick Quigley and David Bradley come into play. They are here with Q&A Group. Good to have both of you here this morning with such an important topic.
Thanks for having us. Thank you.
So tell us about Q&A.
Well, Q&A Group, we've been in business for about 23 years. We are what you would call a full service Medicare advisor consultation company. We work with seniors year round all throughout Southern Arizona, help them understand Medicare, help them understand what their options are, and then to be a resource and an advocate for them during the year.
Yeah, because I think a lot of times you are depending on a family member to be your advocate, but you really want your healthcare provider to be the one in your corner and making sure that you're making the right decisions for you. So you have something called Concierge service that you offer some of your clients. Can you explain what that is?
Sure. Well, first of all, there's a lot of companies out there that do the advising to help people with their Medicare, but then they just leave it there. We actually take it a step further with our concierge services. So when we work with Medicare beneficiaries, we let them know that during the year, if you ever have any questions, problems, concerns, you might get a bill, you don't know why you're getting it, you don't understand it, or you just need help with your benefits, we ask them to contact us, not the insurance company, and we'll help with resolving the problem or at least explaining what's going on. And that's a big issue for seniors. They can get very confused. They'll call a toll-free number and talk to a complete stranger, and they don't get it resolved. So we're here for them year-round in addition to the Medicare season.
What are some of the comments that you hear from some of your clients, knowing that they can just pick up the phone and you can answer any of their questions?
Well, honestly, if it's a new person we meet, they always say to us, "Where have you been all these years? We wish we knew about you years ago." And so that's always nice to hear. Typically, when we get referrals from clients, that referral is telling us, "Patrick, David, we were told just to talk to you, not anybody else." And honestly, it really boils down to that concierge service because it's a complete package for them, other than just the advising of their insurance plan, but being there for them and kind of being their advocate during the year. So we get a lot of positive feedback. We also do workshops, educational workshops for the Medicare beneficiaries. We've been doing those probably for 15 years, all up through Southern Arizona. And basically, the feedback we get from them after those workshops is that they learn more about Medicare and they've learned more about their insurance than they ever have. And so we know we're doing the right thing, we're in the right direction, and we're definitely assisting them with something that hasn't been around or they didn't know existed that they could access.
Many of us have seen those Medicaid commercials, a lot of celebrities talking about Medicare advice and assistance. Joe Namath comes to mind. What would you say about that?
Well, when good old Joe Namath first came on TV, actually, from one viewpoint, our phone was ringing off the hook. They wanted to know what was Joe Namath talking about, what's all with these extra benefits and services. And frankly, most of them already had those benefits and services. What the people here in Pima County or Tucson don't understand is when they're having those commercials, it's a national commercial, and a lot of the things they're offering or promising aren't available here in Tucson, or they've been here available for the last 5 years. The issue is this, that when you call a toll-free number, it's a one-way street where they're just trying to sell you an insurance plan. And if that senior, that Medicare beneficiary enrolls with them, during the year, if they have an issue, they can't call Joe Namath and get assistance. And so that's a big deal. And honestly, we have a full staff here at Q&A Group that just handles those phone calls, handles the service issues, the billing issues, or just the confusion issues, the rumor issues that seniors have regarding Medicare and what's changing. And so we thought it was important to let people know that it's better to work with a local company than a toll-free number and speaking to a complete stranger.
Yeah, I'd like to add to that too with being local. You're calling, you don't know where you're calling, which part of the country you're talking to and so forth. Us being local, we know the networks, we know the providers. that are contracted with certain carriers. We know the demographics, geographics of our territory, so that lends a lot more to these individuals as far as being beneficial as well.
In addition to what David just said, when we do our educational workshops, we explain to seniors that if they're going to seek advice from an advisor or someone that wants to assist them with their Medicare, that there's 5 questions that an advisor or somebody giving advice needs to have answered before they can really make a recommendation. Number 1, who's their doctor? Seniors want to keep their doctor. They don't want to lose their doctor. Number 2, what prescriptions, what medications do you take? Number 3, do you have a chronic condition that might impact the type of plan you're on? 4, are you a full-time resident in Pima County? And then 5, what are your travel habits? What I mean by that, some people are snowbirds, some people are full-time RVers, and some are not. If I don't have that information to those 5 questions, I'm not in a position to assist and make advice on what plans we think would assist them or help them to the best of their needs. And so back to the Joe Namath and the toll-free number, I can assure you they're not answering and asking those 5 questions with these seniors. And so they're more just intent on selling them an insurance plan. And so those 5 questions are really critical. And so to the listeners out there, when you do sit down with somebody, make sure they're asking those questions. If they're not in a position to assist you.
Healthcare, I can't think of anything more personal than that. And it's nice to know that you have a one-on-one conversation with somebody who has your best interest in mind. So great to have both of you here. Q&A, a real lifeline for so many of us in Southern Arizona. Thank you so much, Patrick and David, for being with us.
You're welcome.
And if you'd like to learn more information about Q&A Group, you can call them at 520-584-0005, or you can visit them online at qnagroup.com.